Welcome back to Kerney-cation. We are at Carowinds here on opening day and just wanted to provide you with this full walkthrough video. So we just walked through the gate in this footage here, and we're actually going to be going to the right. So you can either go left towards Thunder Striker, Camp Snoopy, some of those rides, but if you want to go right here towards Fury 325, Copperhead Strike, Ricochet, some of the other roller coasters for some of the bigger kids, you're going to want to go right. So right off here, there's a nice little beer garden too. They have like a little fountain and some patio seating for adults, which I think is nice. To the left here, they do have some funnel cakes. They do have the Burrito Cafe right there too. There's a quick shop here, so if you didn't go to like Traditions or Premiere in the front, right where you walk in, there is a State Line Designs. You can also get some merch there. There's also a Rita's here, so this has like Italian ice cream type of things here at this quick shop. And I really do like this covered thing we're gonna go under really quick. So it's like overgrown with like vegetation, and it's a cool thing to walk under, and it's nice to have some shade during the day too. So they do have a bathroom to the left here coming up, and they have caricatures on the right there for, but yeah, it's cool. Like you can go straight here, or there's a bathroom if you need to go to the left there too. But yeah, so this is our second day here during our trip here at Carowinds. We really love, this is like our home park in March since Cedar Point isn't open. So if you are new to the channel and enjoying the content, give us a thumbs up, like, and consider subscribing. But we try to hit a bunch of these Six Flags parks. But here we are entering into Carousel Park, obviously aptly named for the carousel here. There's an icy stand here, so if you have the season pass to get ices, that's a good stop to get your icy for kids face paint. If the one in Camp Snoopy is busy, we actually came to this one because lots of kids in Camp Snoopy want face paint, right? So coming up on the right is another good stop for kids too who just like pizza on the meal plan. So Papa Luigi's, just a quick place to get like a slice of pepperoni. With the meal plan, it comes with like, well, you can get cheese or pepperoni pizza, and it comes with a breadstick. So there's also a pop machine in there too, so if you're on the drink plan, you can walk in there if the line's not too long. So but if you are looking to get to Vortex, the standing coaster, you want to go towards the carousel here, turn left, and the queue is going to be, you can kind of see the sign there, on the left Vortex. But my kids really wanted to ride the merry-go-round. Obviously, we're still not tall enough for Vortex, but it was cool to see the stand-up coaster since ours, Mantis, got converted to a floorless coaster back in 2016. But yep, Vortex is over here, so that's this big bright red coaster, so you can actually see it from the front. So if you like come into the park, like how do I get to that ride, you want to go right and head towards the carousel to get to the queue. And then they also have the slingshot here. They were testing it, like working on it, but it was working later in the day, so don't worry. But cool little loop. Boom. I've heard it's a rough ride. I've never been on it, but definitely on my list to try, right? And with it being opening day, there were some bands there, so festival of music is going on. It sounds like it's not just opening day, it's something that they're gonna have for part of the season. So, but if you are looking to head towards their big coaster, Fury 325, you're gonna want to head this way. So you'll see the kind of like Wild Mouse roller coaster. This is called Ricochet, is also this way. So if you're looking for Fury, you're gonna turn right here, right up to the right. They do have some games straight ahead, like the basketball, things like that too. But Fury 325 is the highlight of this park if you're an adventure thrill seeker, right? I think you have to be 52 or 54, I'll put it in the caption, inches tall to ride Fury 325. So it is the tallest giga coaster in the world. So between the 300 to 400 feet, it's 325 feet. So there's nothing else really in that range until you get to the strata coasters, which are above 400 feet. So, oh, and I wanted to call this out. So back there, we walked by where the scrambler used to be. It looks like it's moving over here to the left in that spot right there. So you can't actually ride the scrambler right now, but it looks like they're moving it over right to the left there. And straight ahead is Jukebox Diner. That is on the meal plan too. They have a thrill shop there to the right as well. So if you're looking for like a classic diner burger type of thing, quick service on the meal plan, you can go to the Jukebox Diner there. But the highlight attraction, Fury 325, they did a great job with this little area. I did get a chance to ride this last year when my wife came with us, me and the kids, so we just rider swapped it. But this is a great ride, so it's definitely a top coaster for me. So definitely, if you get a chance, ride Fury 325. It goes like 95 miles an hour, so... But we'll head, we're going to go right in front of Jukebox here, off to the right. And these are popping up at a lot of the Six Flags parks now. You'll kind of see like the screen straight ahead. So these are going to have like queue times, park information on them. And it's cool, they're themed to like each land. So that one's themed to Fury 325, right? So those are popping up at Cedar Point, and it looks like now Carowinds too, which is cool. So... But if you're looking for a wooden roller coaster at Carowinds, the Hurler is right up to the right here, so you can kind of see the queue over there. And this was was at King's Dominion, Kings Island. It was like a staple coaster, but not Kings Island, I'm sorry, but also at King's Dominion. But that one did get the RMC treatment, so that one is no longer Hurler, so that is like a hybrid coaster now. I think it's Twisted Timbers. I'm going there hopefully in a couple weeks. So, yeah, this is where the wooden coaster is for that, and we're just gonna snake right back up onto the main trail from here. So, and again, sorry, like the footage isn't super stable here. Just for your reference, I'm pushing a double stroller and filming with one hand. So, and there's two toddlers in there. My kids are in there. So, apologies in advance on that. But here is the Carolina Cyclone. So this is a steel coaster up here. So this double loop, and you'll see it come through up through here. I've never ridden this one, but it definitely gives me like Cedar Point corkscrew vibes, right? Like an aero coaster, kind of like an Anaconda that was just removed at King's Dominion. So, one of those, mid-level coaster for the younger kids before they step up to some of the big ones, right? So, and it's probably a little bumpy if I had to guess based on the age of that one. So, but we'll keep on moving here. And we really didn't get a chance to come over here because we came in on pass holder preview yesterday, the day before. Which is just for season pass holders, but this is opening day. So we hung out mostly in Camp Snoopy yesterday with me and my kids, but I did want to walk over here at least before we spent a ton more time in Camp Snoopy with the kids, just to walk around and kind of see what's new. Like, I never would have saw that stuff about the Scrambler ride, moving there. I think I did see posts on Facebook and Instagram about it moving on the map. But I was like, I don't really know where it was before, and I was like, being in the park just makes it so much easier to see, I think, sometimes. But we're coming right up on that Wild Mouse coaster that I was talking about earlier, Ricochet, and again, this is another great kids coaster, but the alone height on this ride is wild. I think it's 52 or 54 inches, but accompanied is 42, 44, 46, so steep height requirements on this ride, so it just seems like an older Wild Mouse type ride, right? But moving right on, there's another one of those new screens that are popping up, and Chicky and Pete's up here. Oh yeah, Sweet Frog, they do have frozen yogurt, but Chicky and Pete's surviving, looks like. So it looks like ours at Cedar Point was removed from the meal plan last year, and then this year the sign was removed during Winter Chill Out. Still nothing official on being removed from Cedar Point, but it's still here at Carowinds. And I think it's on the meal plan I saw in the app, but didn't get a chance to run in there myself, but it is there. So it's like a sports bar, crab fries and Philly cheesesteak is their thing there. So, but right across from there, here's another roller coaster, the Carolina Gold Rusher. So this ride actually is another great, step up kids coaster. So once they're 48 inches tall, but in 2023, during their 50th anniversary, they painted the train gold, and they kept it. So it's still rocking the gold, which makes sense. The Carolina Gold Rusher, right? So very cool. And my son is so close to riding some of these bigger rides, so hopefully next time we visit, or maybe even next year, we'll be able to really get on some of the bigger coasters. I'm nervous because a lot of those 48-inch ones aren't smooth steel coasters, so to speak. They're a little bumpy, but I'll do it for him, right? And we are moving on. So the next themed area up here is County Fair. So this is the roller coaster in this area is Flying Cobras, and if you've been to my channel before, you've heard me talk about this ride because it used to be at my old home park in Ohio, Geauga Lake. So when Cedar Fair bought Geauga Lake, they actually closed it, and they carved up all the big roller coasters, sent them to other Cedar Fair parks. So here's one of them, and this year it did get new paint, so it looked really good when I was there. It really popped, but this is one here, and I got footage of it in a second. You know, it pulls you up, you know, drops you down, you do the whole interval forwards, and then you go backwards, right? So going backwards for me always kind of makes me nauseous, and then if you're doing loops and, you know, these half helix things, it's like, ugh, no thanks. But here's a shot of it going, and, you know, I just almost had to stop and film this one just because, you know, old school Geauga Lake, right? And moving on, Rock and Roller, that's another good ride for younger kids if they're with an accompanied adult. I don't know what the standalone height is, but I'll put it down below in a graphic. But another great ride, so, you know, maybe some bigger kids are in this area, they're riding Flying Cobras. If you have younger kids with you, you know, Rock and Roller is a good thing for you to jump on. But there's some more flat rides up here, so the Do-Si-Do here on the left, this is another good one. So some of the bigger kids are riding, you know, the bigger rides like Flying Cobras. That's a good one. If it's accompanied, it's like 42 inches, I think, is the minimum height accompanied on that one. This one, yeah, the electro spin, I was like, oh my goodness, I don't know if I could ride that one. But Coca-Cola refresh station, this is great if you have the meal plan. No icy there though. Look it on the left there, so that's actually where I recorded the Flying Cobras footage because it was a better view, but I didn't want to break up the walkthrough too much. Coming up on our left here, this is a great place if you're on the meal plan, Blue Ridge Kerney-cation. So I'd say this is like the main food area towards the back of the park. Once you get into Blue Ridge Junction here. So if you have the meal plan, you get like barbecue, that type of food there. And that coaster there, Copperhead Strike, is in this land. So that's like if you're headed towards Copperhead Strike, you want to come back here towards the Blue Ridge Kerney-cation. So great place to get food if you're on the meal plan. They got some games across the way, but for Copperhead Strike, we're going to just take a right up here and head straight back. So it's probably the furthest coaster from the front gate is this one because it's like the middle and the way back. So I don't really know if you go right or left, it's faster. I want to say the way I went is probably faster for Copperhead Strike, but someone in the comments can say below, like, okay, yeah, left is faster, that's fine. I'll take your word for it, but this is a great ride for the bigger kids. And then they do have, this kids rides the mountain gliders next to it too. So again, if you're got younger kids, older kids with you in your group, it's great that the bigger kids can go ride the big roller coaster, and then, mountain gliders is right there. But, you and the younger kids can go on while you wait. So, but I love this sign for Copperhead Strike. It's so good. Cedar Fair / Six Flags, Legacy Cedar Fair did such a great job with some of these newer signs on some of their newer roller coasters. So very cool. This is on my list. I'd love to ride this next week when I have a chance to do some rider swap action. So, but you can sneak into their newest land from back here by Copperhead Strike, Aeronautica Landing. They do have another Coca-Cola refresh station here if you're on the drink plan. So right on the right is probably one of the coolest themed Dodgems bumper cars I've seen, Hover and Dodge. They also have one of those new kind of status screens going up there too. Straight ahead, my kids love that ride. I think it was called the Windseeker, but the Aeronautica landing right there, that like welcome sign is like a great place to get a photo. Again, some great signage with some of the legacy Cedar Fair stuff they did. We'll have to see what they do with Six Flags. I'm assuming they're going to keep doing that, but I just say that because I don't really know how Six Flags and Legacy Six Flags did that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, if you go left here, oh, sorry, I said Windseeker, Windstar on that ride. So they love Windstar, but you need to have a companion, I think, or 48 inches to ride alone. So we didn't get a chance to ride it when we were there, but that's okay, because it was just me. Airwalker, that's a quote-unquote roller coaster for kids on the left, coming up here. So that one's 42 inches accompanied, and then 48 inches. But that big one back there that's going up the hill is Afterburn. So that one's, I think, 54 inches. So minimum height to ride. My kids are still pretty short. They're not going to be getting on that one anytime soon. But that's like your Raptor invert coaster. Think Banshee at Kings Island too. Raptor at Cedar Point, etc. My daughter loves this ride, Gyro Force. 42 inches minimum height, even without a company. So my kids were able to ride this ride. I can only ride it once, honestly, and we're walking over here right now to actually ride it. But wanted to show you. So again, if you got some older kids in the area riding like Gear Spin or Air Racers, these are 48 inches. Gyro Force is good for 42 inches, and that and Airwalker, right? So big kids on Afterburn, Air Racers, definitely check out some of the smaller kids rides. So it's nice that this land has like, Airwalker there and some of the other smaller kids rides like Gyro Force, just so the whole family can spend time in this land, right? It's not just big kids, not just little kids. Like, they got something for everybody. Unlike Camp Snoopy, it's like those are kids rides, like, which we know is great, but when they did this land, it was nice because it's something for everybody, something everybody can ride, except the real littles, right? That 36 inches is like Camp Snoopy. You're not going to see that in any other land, right? But yeah, here's Gear Spin. So I think the accompanied on that one is also 42 inches, but alone is 48. So my son rode that. He liked it. The spinning, I was like, ooh, I don't know about for me, but I'm sure I'll ride it. Maybe even next week. We'll see. So, but we'll head back towards the front here, and we'll head towards Camp Snoopy. So this is a good place where you can kind of break off either towards Copperhead Strike or Camp Snoopy. But yeah, there's Windstar. That's another, like I said, good one. 42 inches accompanied or 48 inches. And one of the best, oh yeah, there's that sign. I love that sign. It's so good. Terminal A is a great place to get a drink or food, but just heads up, not on the dining plan. So sad face. And right behind it, some of the best bathrooms, like right up here. So these bathrooms are just amazing. And there goes Windstar too, as soon as we're heading up there. So newest bathrooms in the park, they have that kind of cool, like, it's all in the sink. It's like water, soap, dryer. So pretty cool. And I kind of jumped ahead here. Here's Boo Blasters. It's right outside. Just Terminal A is up there, so we snuck up there. But if you do have the meal plan and you are in Aeronautica Landing or by Boo Blasters, Leonardo's here right on the right where kind of people are walking in there. It's Italian food, so they have pizza, stuffed shells. They also have some usually some decent vegetable sides for adults too, like green beans, things like that. And I think the side for pizza is a garlic nut, and it's pretty big. We actually got it during this trip. And you get a side of dipping for marinara. Very cool. And then straight ahead, beer and snacks. I know that sounds kind of lame, but they actually do flights there. So like good craft beer flights if you're looking for, not Bud Light, not Michelob, Ultra, right? For those, of course, over 21 years of age. So like mom and dad, right? But we'll keep going right here towards Camp Snoopy, kind of that left side of the park that we talked about when we entered. But funnel cakes, everybody loves funnel cakes. Those are on the left here, and on the right here you can sneak up to Afterburn too. To the entrance, there's two entrances, one from the Aeronautica Landing, and then you can sneak back there too. So we are gonna go straight into Camp Snoopy. There's a bar on the left here too, and then there is like shopping and bathrooms back there as well. But where you will find me and my kids 90% of the times is Camp Snoopy. So this is getting 2 new rides this year. 4 other rides are closed due to that construction. So the 2 new rides are a new kids roller coaster and a new kids river raft blast. It's like a raft ride. So Snoopy's Racing Railway, I think is what it's called. They have these at like Knott's. They have it at Kings Island. So it's a family boomerang coaster. So that's expected late May. So that construction is also closing the kids' playground, the Peanuts Pirates, Wilderness Run, the other kids' coaster, and the teacups. So Woodstock's Whirlybirds, I think it's called here. So just be aware of that. But on the left, Camp Cookout. This is a good place for kids' hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken tenders. If they're on the meal plan too, even better. So that is on the meal plan. We did pass on the right one of the kids' rides, the airplanes. The kids love that. So moving, we're gonna head right to the right here, because if you keep going left, you get to the other entrance there. So the main portion of Camp Snoopy rides are gonna be this way to the right. You can see my kids are already running for kite eating tree, but we'll head to the right here. Up here they have that camp bus. You can see the kite eating tree in the middle, and the Peanuts Trailblazers. So that's very similar to Cedar Point's Peanuts 500, and I think they have that same ride also at Kings Dominion, maybe even Kings Island. I'll have to check. I don't think Kings Island, they have a different form of that ride, but they got kind of 3 kids rides kind of tucked back here. Okay, my kids' favorite, of course, is the kite eating tree. So they also love the Peanuts Trailblazers, and I'm afraid to get on the camp bus again. So if you want to know why, ask in the comments. Maybe I'll tell you. If you made it this far into the video at 22 minutes, haha. But we'll keep heading towards the other Camp Snoopy rides. So the first one, this is Pigpen's Mud Buggies, I think. So they have a version of this at Knott's Berry Farm. I think at Kings Island it's themed to Planet Snoopy and not Camp Snoopy, but they're just kind of like little vehicles that bounce up and down. My kids liked them, so they're pretty fun. Right past that this is going to be probably one of the busiest rides now that Wilderness Run is closed, at least until, Snoopy's Racing Railway and Wilderness Run open. This is Woodstock's Express. So this is the one kids coaster back here that's still open. So at least until late spring, when the construction frees up, this is going to be a busy spot. And we did see the queue probably get over an hour at least once on opening day. I was like, buddy, we'll come back. So there's the Family Care Center. And today in the construction update, so this is where the construction walls start, they are updating the Family Care Center too. So this is kind of the central area. They got rid of the fountain. I'm so sad. There's Snoopy. You can see Snoopy, Charlie Brown there at that meet and greet location. Some more construction walls. So yeah, you used to be able to go that way to go back towards the Jungle Gym, Wilderness Run, those other rides I mentioned earlier that are now closed, and then the 2 new rides are going to be back there. But Flying Ace Balloon Race is there, so that's like the souped up one like we saw at Knott's Berry Farm. It's not like the one we have at like Cedar Point. And then on the right there is the swing, so Charlie Brown's Wind Up. So, and that's the smaller one that's like also at Kings Island. It's not really like the big one that's at Cedar Point like we have. Or Kings Dominion. They have like the bigger version, which my kids like. So they get on these and they're like, it's kind of boring. But there's the camp store. They did do some updates to the camp store. It looks a little bit more modern. So we did go in there in my video from yesterday and pass holder preview. So check that out. The main dining place, I'd say for the whole park, is Harmony Hall right there on the right. And that's attached to the VIP lounge on the left. Those white doors kind of just pointed to. So if you have the Prestige Pass, you can hang out in the VIP lounge. It's air conditioned. They have a patio, but Harmony Hall has like pizza, barbecue, burgers, everything. So tons of seating indoor, and they have a stage, so they'll do shows in the summer there too. So a lot of people when they enter in the park, so like in the beginning, they go left and just right to Harmony Hall, right, to get food. But up here, I did want to show you Kitty Hawk. So this is the other kids coaster. So if Woodstock Express has a long line and your kid likes roller coaster and they're still under 48, but I think 46 or 44, they can ride Kitty Hawk. There's no lower accompanying height for that, unfortunately. It's a suspended roller coaster. And then right behind me too, which we got a little shot of, is Panda Express. Panda Express is on the meal plan, and I think people will riot if they ever leave it, especially at Cedar Point. Like, if you ever take Panda Express off the meal plan, like, people will lose it. They love it, right? So again, kind of cruising up through here. Harmony Hall's on the right, and those white doors I was talking about before, that's the VIP lounge. So we spent a lot of time in there. It was nice. So we actually got spent a lot of time. It's air conditioned, which in Charlotte's going to be great in the summer, right? So the patio did have some fire pits too. So probably on those late summer nights, I could see that getting busy. But on the left there, that kind of green area, you can kind of see in the corner of the screen, used to be where the VIP tent was, if you check out my videos from last year. But they did give it this permanent building up here. Sorry, it's shaky. Yeah, so like they put like a nacho and beer spot there. And here's the outdoor patio I was talking about. There's a lot of seating, so it's not like just a little, like it's a lot, especially for a VIP when there's even like seating still inside. So that's like extra. So we're getting close to the front of the park. So for early park entry this year, a lot of people probably, at least if you're getting in 30 minutes early with your season pass, they're going to go for Thunder Striker, this roller coaster here. So this is like their second/third, depending on who you talk to, best roller coaster in the park. Nighthawk is getting taken down, so that's that yellow coaster on the left there too. Good icy spot there. But yeah, Thunder Striker is going to be part of early entry. It's a hyper coaster over 200 feet. So this was actually one of the rides I have been on. I liked it. Not as much as Diamondback at Kings Island, if you've been on that one or been to Kings Island. But yeah, it's a great ride. So part of early entry, so one of the top attractions. Get a ride it if you can. But I think that'll about do it. So this will take us to the front of the park. So if you like just went left, like Thunder Striker is right here. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you plan your next trip to Carowinds. And let me know if you liked it or have any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this real family vacation. We'll see you next time.